What's up, everybody? This is All Access Gospel Digital with my very special guest, national recording artist, Andrea Williams and Phil Thompson, right now. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Derrick Huggins here. This is All Access Gospel Digital, and I got a double header today. I've got two amazing artists that you are definitely going to want to be paying attention to. But before I get to all of that, I apologize. This internet streaming thing is crazy today, but we're going to push on. So listen, I need you to do me a favor. First of all, I need anybody watching this to love this video right now. So at the bottom corner of your screen, hit the little heart down there. Make sure that you love this, heart this, and then share it. Okay, so share it to your timelines. Let everybody know that we are on the air right now. Okay. Also, make sure you check us out for great gospel music, 24-hour day, 7 days a week at allaccessgospelradio.com. We are there. And so we're having an amazing time. Follow us on Clubhouse as well. I am over there at the number one Derrick Huggins, as well as on all social media platforms at one Derrick Huggins. So please, ma'am, please, sir, follow me there. All right. So we at this time, I'm going to introduce my first guest. She is a national recording artist and got a wonderful new song coming out. And I'll let her tell you all more about herself. And her name is Andrea Williams. Andrea Williams, what's going on?
Hey, Derek, I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. So glad to have you on the show today, and so glad that you could make it. So, listen, I'm glad to have you here. I want you to just tell everybody about Andrea Williams, where you're from, all that good stuff that they need to know about
Yeah, well, I'm from the best state in the world, Texas, born and raised, Southern Dallas Cowboys, Mavericks, all
you.
that
Yeah,
good
all
stuff.
that.
Born and raised here. Me and my husband pastor a church in Grand Prairie, Texas. Been pastoring about 11 years. Been
Nice.
singing since I was 3 years old. I have sung with a lot of great people. Done collabs with a lot of great people. This project is my first solo project, so I am super super excited and grateful for it.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so glad that you are here and excited to have you. And so you said that you and your husband pastor a church. So shout out to
We
church,
do.
man. What's the name of the church?
Yeah, the best church in the world, the Infinite House of Praise Church in
All
Grand
right.
Prairie, Texas, where the house of God feels like home.
My God.
Yes.
She got the tagline down and everything, you guys. So I want to have a
Listen,
question. Does your acronym spell IHOP?
it does. And
So do
Derek,
y'all say that?
oh yes, we say the IHOP church. You'll hear a lot of that. And we actually used to have a pancake Sunday before the pandemic.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
we
Well, I
did.
love that. So when y'all resume the pancake, I'm gonna have to come over and visit
Listen,
and say,
come on.
hey, I like pancakes. No,
And
but go
yeah.
ahead.
No, I
No,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say we actually had a little fallout with IHOP, the pancake company.
Oh
They didn't
wow.
like it. They did not like it. They wanted us to stop saying IHOP. So I'm like,
Wow.
wow, we
Really?
must be making some headways if IHOP is worried about little old us in Grand Prairie, Texas. So
Yes,
I thank God
indeed.
for the attention.
Right, right. Oh my gosh, that's very interesting. So that's good. I always like to know these little tidbits about my
Uh-huh.
guests. So we do
Yeah.
something here. We call it our top talker. And so every time I have an artist on, I ask them to speak on a particular topic. And
Okay.
before we get into the interview, so the top talker that I have for you today, I want to know. Dun, dun, dun.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so you know that the CDC is recommending that children now get the vaccine. And I just want
Uh-huh.
to know what's your take on that? You think they should get the vaccine? Think it should
Oh
be up to the
gosh.
parents?
Derek, why are you putting me on the spot like this? I want to keep all my followers. I don't want
Just
to
say
be
I
followed.
respectfully decline.
I'll say this, Derek, and I'm speaking very general because I try not to put my personal views on anyone else because I
Sure.
have a lot of friends that have gotten vaccinated. I have a lot of friends that have not. It's almost like a
Yeah.
50-50 thing. And I say it's your personal conviction. If you feel comfortable with doing it, do it. If you
Yeah.
don't do it. But either way, don't put that conviction on somebody else that's not where you are.
Mhm.
Either way, I don't like that. If I'm not going to make you feel bad if you don't, and don't make me feel bad if I don't, and if you do, I'm not going to make you feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Let's
Sure.
respect each other's space and opinions in that. That's
Yeah.
how I see it, and that's how I've always saw it.
Sure thing. Me, I kind of agree with you. The only variation I have is the people who decide not to get the vaccine are the
Hmm.
ones who don't want to wear masks. They don't want to
Yeah.
social distance. And it's like, well, this is not just like, oh, well, what color you want to wear your hair. This can
Right.
have an impact on someone else's life too. So
Yeah.
that would be my only thing. But other than
I
that,
get
yeah,
it.
I
I
tend to
get
agree
it.
with you for
Hmm.
sure. And the only other thing is, I heard a parent making this point. And I laughed because I was like, well, they make your students, your children, give other vaccinations right before they can even
Yeah.
start school. So I'm just
Hmm.
saying. But anyway, enough of that.
It's
Thank you
true.
for indulging me on that, and I appreciate that. So let's get down into the nitty gritty. So pastored for 11 years with your husband, great church guy IHOP. You had the International House of Pancakes come after you about using that name, which I still think is funny that they would
It
be that
is.
interested. But anyway,
Listen.
so tell me about ministry because now that you are going into the independent artist space as a solo artist, what is that transition, if any, it has been like for you from the pastoring side to being an artist, and what has that been like for you so far?
Yeah, it's been great. And again, I've been in the around in the industry, not in this particular space. So it is a little bit different to kind of be in the spotlight in a different way. Being in ministry, pastoring, of course, you're in the spotlight all the time. You're under a microscope all the time. So this
Hmm.
is another, I guess, layer aside from that. So it's been different, but it's been good. It's been a good thing. I've had a lot of positive feedback from people that are enjoying the project. And I just wanted to be something that is not a fly by night thing. Okay, let me listen to it one day, 2 days, then put it in your glove compartment. Or
Right.
or delete it from your phone, however you stream or not. I wanted longevity. That's what I wanted going in. I wanted to be among one of the classics where it's timeless. So that's what
Yes,
I
absolutely.
want. Yeah, that's what I've wanted.
Talk to me a little bit about, if you can, about what some of your industry experiences is like in terms of, was it everything you thought it would be? Are there some things that surprised you about being in the industry, quote unquote? Are,
Um, kind of, kind of a little surprising with okay, let me back up a little bit
okay,
because I was in radio and media for a few years. So I was kind of in the industry on the other side of the industry.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So I,
Hmm.
interviewed the artists and this and that. So I kind of knew one side of it. But being on this side of it, um, I guess I wasn't aware of how many people one are doing the same thing. Does that make sense? Or how many new projects are out and how many it's like thousands of new artists and thousands of independent artists that are going for the same goal. It's like all of us are taking on we're at the start and we're all taking off at once together. So
Hmm.
I didn't realize it was just so broad. I don't know why I didn't realize that, Derrick. I should have. Because again, I was on the media side, so I should have seen it. But I guess being on this side, it just makes it a little more vivid.
Well, the thing that I've come to realize about all of this is that, um, to your point, there are a lot of independent artists, and it does seem like there's just such a little bit of space for all of you all to try to get into. And so it
Hmm.
can be very competitive in that way. And so, do you feel that well, let me ask you this first. Do you feel that you feel any of that pressure? And if so, or if not, do you think other artists may feel that pressure to compete or try to do everything they can to be seen, be relevant, to get on, etc.?
I think it's Derrick. I think it's easy to fall into that pressure. I think it's easy to get into it if you kind of lose focus on the goal and the purpose that you're doing it. Because I feel like you need to have a a real truth behind why you're doing it. If you're just doing this just to get famous and just to be rich, you may be sadly disappointed in the end. I'm not saying it can't happen, but there should be a bigger, a greater purpose, especially in
Yes.
gospel. And I know we're in the music industry altogether across the board. I get that. And we all want to, of course, we want to profit from it. We want our gifts to make room for us and all that. And I'm not against that. But I think in the gospel, you may want to have a greater purpose, just not just in case you don't make it. Because to me, Derrick, you're successful not just because you can make $1 million, because we know how the industry is set up now. It ain't like the old days. You know what I'm saying? When people were selling 1 million and 2 million copies. we're streaming, we're digital, so everything
Hmm.
has changed. So I think you need to have a greater focus, and it needs to be about the ministry. It needs to be about the purpose. And again, I'm not saying anything. Don't wish and don't hope for, for income and for God to bless you. It just needs to be a balance,
Yeah,
basically.
I
Balance.
definitely, I agree with that. I can definitely get with that. I want to shout out to Mark Ayers as well, who says,
Hey,
"Yo,
Mark.
family," and Robin McGee, who says,
Oh,
"Hey,
hey,
y'all."
Robin.
So we definitely want to shout them out, and whoever else is on.
My
Why don't you
people,
go ahead
my
and say,
people.
yes, say something to Andrea, let her feel welcome, and let her know that you guys are here watching. We'd appreciate that so very much. All right, so look, you've got a new single out, and we're going to play it. And I want you to set the single up, and then once we watch it, actually, I queued up your live video of the version of the song.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, so I want you to
Cool,
talk about the song
cool.
real quick, and then on the backside, we're gonna really talk about like how it was making the song and all of that.
Yeah, so Never Leave Me is one of the 10 tracks on the new project. It is actually the first cut, the first track on the project. It was written by a friend of mine, Paul Reagan. He is one of the producers on the project. Great song, simple message. I feel like it was really relevant during the pandemic when at times, I can't speak for others, but at times I felt alone, kind of like, Lord, where are you? It's bad news happening every day. It's people dying. Are we going to catch it? You know what I'm saying? It was such an uncertainty. So
Hmm.
I felt this
Hmm.
song was so relevant and in place so perfectly to be the number one, to be the first track and first release to radio. So I hope people kind of grab that message. Groove, yeah. Let your convertible down and just turn it up loud. It's one of those, but the message is definitely not lost in the music.
Absolutely. Well, we're gonna go ahead and play the live performance version.
Yeah.
I think you were like in a studio or something. So here we go, ladies and
Yeah.
gentlemen. Yes, indeed, it is called. Tell us
Never
again.
leave me.
Never leave me. All right, there we go. Here we go, y'all.
There have been times in my life when I've truly
Okay, I'm not sure what happened. Technical difficulties, so I apologize for that. Can you hear me, Andrea? Uh-oh, can't hear me.
Now I can. You popped in.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened just now. So we're gonna try this again. Let me get this queued
It's
up
okay.
again. Forgive me. So
It's
sorry about
okay.
that.
Hey, this
All
is
right, let's.
live.
Yeah, like live streaming, folks. It's live streaming. What can I say?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get this back right now. Okay, here we go. Okay, so clearly this is not going to cooperate with me.
We're
I did
live.
not know. We are listen live for real, for real. Okay, let me try another approach. How about this?
You good.
One moment.
you are going through. But I'm reminded by your word, you love me and you are near. You're my courage. I don't have to be afraid, no, no, no. You go with me. May not understand right now, but I know he'll never leave you. He will never leave me. No, he won't forsake me. Through the hurting times, the difficult times, through the good times and bad times, he'll always be by my side. He'll always be by my side. He will never leave me. Yeah. He will, he will, he will, he will, he will. Always be there, always be there, always be there, always be there. Yeah. I'm so glad. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He will never leave me. So Andrea, listen, let's talk about this song. All right, let's talk about it. So you told us who produced it. How did this concept come together? How did the album come together? And out of full disclosure, I was a part of the team that Carmina assembled to help pick a single. So I was one of the radio people on
Yeah.
that particular Zoom, and
Yeah.
it was a great event. So talk about how everything came together. How did you all put the project together? You know, how did the songs come about and all that good stuff?
Well, the project came, we started working on it during the quarantine. So it really, Derek, it really wasn't something that I said, oh, okay, now it's time. I think it just kind of fell in my lap because I was just content. And honestly, Derek, I just try to do what the Bible says. I try to be content in the space I'm in, and I was. When the opportunity arose, I was like, yeah, let's do it. Of course, we wasn't doing nothing else during the quarantine. So
Right.
it was like, everybody at home, you know. So the four producers, great, great, great people. I was able to write on one of the songs called Stand. So this was my first time writing, period. So that was a whole nother beast right there. But I'm grateful for that opportunity. But all the songs just came together. So, and sometimes it can be challenging when you have other writers that are writing on your project because you got to sing it. You're the one guy, you know, I'm the one that has to minister it. So it's gotta stick with me first. It's gotta resonate. And all of them did. It was not one song on the project that I was like, I'm not feeling that. Let's cut it. Everything that came was flowing, and it was something that I felt like really represented who I was. So that was a blessing in itself.
Well, that's amazing. So it's a full body of work that you have out right now. So tell everybody how they can get it. Tell everybody how they can follow you on social media and connect with you.
Absolutely. I'm right here on Facebook, Andrea Lewis. I was Andrea Lewis before I changed everything. Andrea Williams Music on Facebook. On Twitter, I am _Andrea Sings. And on Instagram, Andrea_Williams_music. You can follow me. And we have the CDs available on all streaming services. And we also, and I think we talked about this on Clubhouse, I have some hard CDs for the people that want to hold it. Because it's a genre out there that some people want to hold the music. They don't want it to be invisible. They want to hold that thing. So inbox me and I can tell you how to do that, how to purchase one of those. We'll mail them straight to you. No, you don't have to, leave your house. We'll just get it to you. So it's available. Yeah.
Absolutely. So listen, it's been such a pleasure to talk to you and to share this music with everybody. Make sure that you all go check this out. Go to all digital outlets. Make sure that you download it. That means you buy it, Saints. Then go
That part.
stream it. Okay. We want you to
Yes.
buy it first. Then you streaming is good. We're streaming. We're with that.
Yeah.
But download it first. A little more change, a little more coin in the pockets with the downloads. Praise God. Then go and make sure you stream it. So, Andrea Williams, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here on the show with me today. I appreciate it so very much. All right,
You. My
and we
pleasure,
will
Derek.
talk to
Thank
you
you for having
soon.
me. Thank you so
Yes,
much. Have a
indeed.
wonderful rest of even and shout out to Phil Thompson. I am a huge fan. Yep, love him. Love his
Yes.
music. My
So,
goodness.
you stick around and listen to Brother Phil because he's coming up right now. So we'll bid you adieu,
Absolutely.
Andrea, and we will talk to you very soon. Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you, Derek. Have a great one.
Absolutely. You too. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So now it's a double header. I got my boy up next, Phil Thompson. He is on the screen. Bam! There he is. What's up, Phil? How you doing, man?
Sure.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up, man? Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for
I'm
being here.
great.
It's a
I'm
pleasure.
great.
Man, listen, when I was telling people that you were going to be on the show, it started going nuts. So, I appreciate that. And so just appreciate you being
Oh,
here,
well,
man.
praise God. Praise God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So
man.
talk to me a little bit. Let everybody know, for those, might be just a few people that don't know who you are. Just a few, just like 2 or 3. Let's tell those 2 or 3 people about Phil, man. Tell them
Yeah.
about you, where your background and all that stuff.
So, yeah. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and not too many. Every time I tell people I'm from Boston, they say, "There's black people up there," and I said, "Yes, there's black people. There's black people in every inner city." Do you understand what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yes,
And
absolutely.
so I'm a songwriter. I realized this songwriting gift at the age of 30, actually, and I fell in love with writing songs, and that's kind of how I kind of got into the industry, because I was writing for other people, and then God dropped this song on my heart in 2000, at the end of 2017, and I dropped it at the beginning of 2018. It's called My Worship, and that song, when I put it on YouTube, had over 1 million views in a month and a half, and now it's over 21 million views. So that's the song that, like, how people say, quote unquote, put you on the map. That's
Yeah,
the
put you
song
on the
that
map.
really put me on the map. Yeah, and we started to travel all around the world because so many people were connected to that song.
Wow, that is so dope. That's so amazing. And of course, got a new song you're out promoting right now. And shout out
Yeah,
to Snoopy Hannah, Deborah Hannah, and Amber
that's my girl,
Shaw,
Subi.
who's
Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to the whole team for doing the good work they're
Yes,
doing,
sir.
fighting the good fight. I also want to shout out to Carmina Barnett. I forgot to do this earlier, so please forgive me, Carmina,
Love her.
for
Love her.
connecting us with Andrea and working with her. And so, listen,
Yes.
you guys are dealing with some great people. You're working with some phenomenal people in the industry. Tell me what it's like. You've had a few miles logged in this thing. So what has
Yeah.
it been like
Yeah.
for you on the artist side? Because you told me you started out as a writer. First of all, tell us a couple of people that you've written for.
Yeah. So I wrote a song. First of all, I was in a band called Ashmont Hill. So I used to
Mhm.
write all the songs for Ashmont Hill. And but yeah, there's some songs. There's a song I wrote that Dwayne Woods. I don't know if you remember Dwayne Woods.
Of course.
Saying there was a song that I wrote that JJ and Ty Tribbett collaborated on, and so those are just a few, to name a few.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so then you go from the songwriting piece over to being the artist. So what was that like? I mean, I know you said
Yeah,
you wrote for the band and everything, but now you're the front man.
yeah,
You've come from behind
yeah,
the pen and paper to now
yeah,
be out
yeah,
front.
yeah,
And what is that
yeah.
experience like for you?
Well, it's so interesting because the reason why I wasn't the front man is because I didn't have the confidence to be the front man.
Wow.
And even honestly, because I'm a very shy and introverted person, even when I
Hmm.
wrote My Worship, I had somebody lined up to record it, and that brother, who I will not name any names, he backed out on me a few weeks
Oh
before.
wow.
And then I had another guy lined up, and he backed out on me. So it was like all of a sudden I had this whole studio session set up. I had invited people, all of it, and I decided in like in the last second, you know what? I'm gonna record it myself. And it was my lack of belief and confidence in myself, but God, you know, saw it another way. And the more that I got on stage and as a front person, I just feel like the Lord put this mantle on my shoulders, and I just, you know, there's this prayer that I pray every time. Every time I step on the stage, it's Lord, you take center stage so that you would be seen, so that you would be glorified. And that's been my mantra, you know, all along, where it's like as long as he's there center stage, because you know, in his presence anything is possible. So my job
Absolutely.
is really simple, to usher in, to help to usher in his presence, you know, and allow him to do what he does. And so with that thought process, I'm able to do this, you know, because I
Yeah.
don't have the confidence I feel that I see a lot of people have, you know.
I want to
Yeah.
talk about this confidence thing that you really kind of hit a subject that I know that a lot of independent artists struggle with, and some of the ones that I've seen that are very prolific at what they
Yeah.
do vocally, and even spiritually, they have the ability to
Hmm.
shift the atmosphere. They're very
Sure.
anointed.
Sure.
Certain things happen in the spirit realm when they minister,
Hmm.
but they are still lacking certain amount of confidence. I want to ask,
Yeah.
what is it that you do specifically that really helps you get around that lack of confidence, or how
Yeah.
do you tap in?
Yeah. There's a certain, first of all, there's something to being prepared. So it's like, if you remember back in the day when you had to stand in front of the class and give and talk about Martin Luther King, like the book report that you did. It's like
Hmm.
when you really knew the subject, you were a little bit less shaky. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
there's something to rehearsing and being prepared and knowing and being confident in just your preparation, right? But
Wow.
then on the spiritual level, I'm going to revert back to my mantra, because my job is not to step on stage and to show everybody the gifts that God has given me. That's not my job. And if anybody steps on stage with this desire in their heart to showcase their gifts, then honestly, they're out of order in terms of leading worship. You understand what I'm saying? They're out of
Hmm.
order in terms of leading worship, because there are other there's other kingdom artistry where you showcase your gifts, and you know it's God-given gifts. But when you're leading worship, though, it's about stepping out of the way, you know? And
Hmm.
so I'm a worship leader, you know, at heart. I'm a worship leader. So my job is to step out of the way and allow him to do what he does. And so, of course, I want to be prepared. I want to do things in excellence, but at the same time, I don't want um, to have this desire to showcase anything. That
Hmm.
desire to showcase kills the vibe. It kills the atmosphere that you're trying to attempt to create, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you said something interesting because, as a manager, I've been an artist manager for 21 years on and off different artists. And
Yeah.
you talked about the praise and worship aspect of it. I think that sometimes it's difficult for, and I'll say this specifically, praise and worship leaders who then turn into artists, because there seems to be the lack of understanding that once you enter the industry space, there is a entertainment element to it at its core, right?
Yeah.
It's not the
Yeah.
same as
Yeah.
being on stage at your local ministry, where the
Yeah.
functionality is different. And so I want to ask you, how do you
Yeah.
feel one would marry those two things, those two entities, where, to your point, you're not in the way and you're not there necessarily to showcase the ability, but at the same time recognizing you are in the
Hmm.
industry capacity, in the industry space. Let's say if that's a booking
Yeah.
somewhere,
Yeah.
what have you. How do you
Yeah.
navigate that?
You know, there's a line, you know, it's like a juggling. I mean, man, I've got favorites. I've got, like, in my opinion, Ty Tribbett is the best the best on stage performer in the history of gospel music. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. The way that he's able to entertain and lead you into the presence of God. Because remember, it really is both. People spend their money. They want to come, and music itself is entertainment. You see what I'm saying? And so there's definitely a line. And you know what I do? I stay in my lane. So I'm not an entertainer. And so if I ever tried to go up and do the things that Ty Tribbett does, it would come off not authentic to people. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
It would come off like I'm not being organic now. And so I'm a worship leader, like, at heart. So for me, it's just about going up and moving out of the way and lifting my hands and the songs that I write. Are you still with me? Oh no.
I'm sorry, man. Something wacky is going on, but I apologize for that. So, can you hear me?
Okay. Yep, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Please continue.
So, and the thing about me is I write congregational songs. So I'm always doing, like, little songwriting workshops where I talk about congregational songs. And one is not better than the other, right? Like, for example, Kurt Franklin does not write songs that you sing on Sunday morning. Israel writes songs that you sing on Sunday morning. One is not better than the other. It's just good to know what your lane is. And my lane is songs that you sing on Sunday morning. It's congregational worship type songs. And so, man, I stay in my lane, you know what I'm saying?
Stay in your lane.
Be authentic, I stay in my lane. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about the new single. So you got a new single out. It's called Only Risen King. So I want you to set this up. We're going to watch your video because I queued up your video for it.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll talk about the song on the back end. So set the song up for us.
It's interesting, the entire pandemic that happened, and it wasn't just the global pandemic of COVID. It was also a civil and political global pandemic that was happening at the same time. So we saw Black people marching on streets in every city of the world, chanting Black Lives Matter, chanting that we want to be treated a certain way. And so, man, there was so much civil unrest, and even my heart breaking watching that video of George Floyd. When I watched the George Floyd video, I didn't know that I was watching lynching. I didn't know I was watching someone being assassinated. I just started watching a video that, you see what I'm saying? And then by the end of it, to find out that he killed them. Oh my God. And so there was this boldness that we as a people were marching with. And it just sparked this idea in my mind of a bold song that's in your face about the King that we serve. Because we serve, Jesus is the only risen King. And so, man, it just sparked this idea in my spirit. Because, I'm a songwriter. It just sparked this idea in my spirit to write a song that's bold in your face about the King that we serve and how he's the only risen King. And that's why when you watch the video, I kind of linked it with the protests a little bit, because that's kind of where the idea sparked from.
Well, that's a perfect cue for us to play the song. It's called Only Risen King, Phil Thompson, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
I won't be ashamed to declare the praises of my God, the risen King, the one who gave his life for me. Name above all names, who came to break the chains, the God who sets the captives free. His love will always fight for me. His love will always fight for me. We are not ashamed to declare your glory and your majesty. You're the only risen King. When I call your name, all the earth will tremble and the darkness must flee. You're the only risen King. I won't be ashamed to declare the praises of my God, the risen King, the one who gave his life for me. Name above all names, who came to break the chains, the God who set the captives free. His love will always fight for me. His love will always fight for me. We are not ashamed to declare your glory and your majesty. You're the only risen King. When I call your name, all the earth will tremble and the darkness must flee. You're the only risen King. Say you'll reign forever and ever. You'll reign forever and ever. You'll reign forever and ever. My God. Hey, say you'll reign forever and ever. You'll reign forever and ever. You'll reign forever and ever. My God, my God. Hey, say you'll reign forever and ever. You'll reign forever and ever. You'll reign forever and ever. My God, we are not ashamed. We are not ashamed to declare your glory and your majesty. You're the only risen King. When I call your name, all the earth will tremble and the darkness must flee. You're the only risen King.
Man, that's killing. Only risen King, man. That's
Yes,
what's
sir.
up.
Yes, sir.
Ladies and
Thank you,
gentlemen,
man.
Phil Thompson, great
Yes,
song,
sir.
man. You know what I really appreciate about the song
What's up?
is the powerful wording, lyrics, strong instrumentation, and it really feels almost like a fusion between CCM and gospel.
Yeah,
And I can
yeah,
really appreciate. I heard elements of both, and
yeah.
I just really appreciated that, and definitely gonna be adding that to All Access Gospel Radio. I
Yes,
rotate.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you,
Sure,
bro.
yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Gonna definitely be
Thank you.
doing that. And I want to ask you. So, you told me on the front end, kind of, what inspired the song. But you want to shout out anyone that helped work with you on the song? All those great people that were in the video with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, I surround myself with people who can actually sing. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
And so, man, Kimberly Joy and Tamar on soprano, and Kayla and Nia Allen, one of my favorite singers, who
Yes.
Nia Allen, by the way,
Yeah.
has got some is up and coming right now.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
sleep on Nia Allen.
She
And then
had number one song, Wait.
come on now. So that's my
It was
girl.
number
I
one.
love her.
Yeah.
I love her voice. So when I was doing this project, she was the first person I called because I got to have Nia Allen down. And then Michael Whitaker, who does vocal arranging for so many people, including Tasha Cobb and so many. And then Calvin Lockett. So, and then I wrote that song with one of my good friends, Nate Smith, and I produced it with one of my great friends. His name is Vancel Cooper, who also produced my worship. So, man, I'm super excited about people connecting with the song, man. I really am. And I appreciate the spins that you're going to give it. I really do.
Yes, sir. This is going in rotation on my station, man. So listen, I want to ask you this when we're getting ready to close out in the final minutes with you. I wanted to talk to you about, where do you feel like you see the gospel industry going in the next 5 years or so?
Wow. That's interesting. I feel like we can see a fusion that's happening, and it's like I kind of felt like a lot of the things that even Israel did, because Israel was kind of the start of this fusion. It's like he was so great. He is so great, and he was a little bit before his time, and still one of the GOATs. You know what I'm saying? Still on Mount Rushmore. Because and I say before his time because now it's like what everybody's doing. So that fusion that you just talked about is like there's a world sound that is happening. So it's not just, I mean, man, I've been collaborating now with so many Nigerian artists and artists from Ghana. And there's a world sound that's coming together, almost like this one sound thing that's happening where when you're listening, am I listening to gospel? What am I listening to right now? And I think that's for the better. And I'll also say that because of the pandemic, it was like, it felt like everything was burning down to the ground, because of all of the unrest, and it was the world. And so, you know what happens when everything in like if there's a forest fire and everything burns, now the soil is more fertile now.
Right.
So I feel like there is a desperation that's happening within the kingdom, and I know I can feel it in my gut that everybody is so excited about corporately coming back together again. And so I feel like, just like the word says, all things work together for those who love God and are called according to his purpose. I feel like, yeah, God didn't bring all these pandemics, but he's going to get the glory out of it. At the end of the day, somehow he'll get the glory. Like my boy Rich Tolbert said, somehow he'll always get the glory,
Yes.
So, yeah.
I love that. That is so awesome, man. I have enjoyed my time with you today, man. Thanks so much for coming on the platform here on All Access Gospel. You're welcome back anytime, man. Definitely come back and see us. But before we get out of here, tell everybody how they can connect with you on social media, how they can book you, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my website's Phil Thompson Worship, and you can find all types of products and T-shirts and all that type of stuff there. And to keep in touch with us, we're actually have an album dropping, a complete album. So we like everybody to download that. It's coming on July 23rd. So you can pre-order that. And if you want to follow us on social media, because we're going to have a tour that's connected to this next album. So please follow us on social media so that you can keep in touch when we'll be in your city. And that's at Phil Thompson Worship.
Phil Thompson Worship, y'all. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure that y'all go. The Only Risen King. Make sure y'all go check it out. Download it. Listen, like I said before, we love streams, but let's download first.
Come on.
As much as you want.
It's just 99 cents, y'all.
That's right. Just 99 cents. Much more than a cup of coffee. So make sure that you guys go and support my boy Phil here. Connect with him on social media. Stay connected with him. Listen, Phil, you're welcome back here anytime, man. And we just appreciate having you on the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am Derrick Huggins. Make sure that you check out our station, allaccessgospelradio.com, 24 hours, 7 days a week of nothing but the best in great gospel music and so much more. And what I love about our station is that we play tons and tons of independent gospel artists that have great, phenomenal music. I also want to remind you all, connect with us on our club on Clubhouse. My club is called the Indie Artist Help Desk over there. We're on Clubhouse. We have 4 rooms weekly that you can tap into as independent artists, learn all about the industry. Tomorrow, in tomorrow's room, we have entertainment and intellectual property attorney Andrea Evans that's going to be with us on Clubhouse. Listen, she's going to be giving away keys to the kingdom on why artists, a lot of what you're doing on social media has intellectual property rights, and you should be monetizing that to get paid. All right. And she's also going to be dealing with contracts, all other kind of legal questions. Ask your questions. Come tomorrow night. That's 7 p.m. Central, 8 Eastern on Clubhouse under the Indie Artist Help Desk Club. So go follow us. Go follow me over there at One Derrick Huggins and all social media. And of course, follow the show here at AA Gospel on all digital platforms as well. So I appreciate you guys. Until I got to go. We got to go. We got to get out of here. See y'all later next time.